It's a first for the channel. It's the first for me. Cloudwater. It's probably one of the most well-known craft beer brewers in the whole country, and yet this is the first one I've ever had. This is a hazy and juicy IPA. What's it going to be like? Check out the review to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're going to be reviewing this beer from Cloudwater. It is called, well, it's just called a soft and juicy IPA. Just as a soft and hazy take on a popular classic style. Coming in at 6%, it's a fairly sort of plain can. It's, it doesn't sort of sing and dance about what it is. We don't know what hops are in it. I've had a look on the back. It doesn't actually say the hops. It's got a bit of description. It says, juicy, soft and bursting with tropical fruit flavours, hazy IPA showcases the blend of bold hops and aromatic yeast against a big body from high protein malts, replicating the sumptuous, smooth, mouthfeel ripe mango. Finishes with low bitterness to let the hop aromas and flavours linger. So, there's nothing further ado than just to open up this can and get it into a specifically branded glass. I think it's probably the first time I've actually got a glass that's by the same same brewer as I'm pouring a beer into, so this is quite rare. So there we go, beer in a glass. We've got a very sort of typical IPA. It's a yellowy, hazy sort of colour. Yeah, we've got a two-finger sort of head there. Looks pretty good, and actually you've got quite a lot of carbonation there moving up on the side of the glass, but already as the can has been opened, I can already smell that sort of straight away. I'm getting pineapple and mango. Let's get a closer smell. Yeah, I mean it is exactly what it says on the tin. It's a really sort of real juicy fruits, pineapple chunks, real sweet pineapple chunks, and then a sort of mango and almost like a almost peachy sort of aroma as well. It smells absolutely fantastic. I can't wait to drink it now. Cheers, everyone. Yeah, that's nice. Low bitterness, lovely soft mouthfeel, really creamy, massive pineapple. It's like pineapple chunks, really sweet pineapple, like tin pineapple chunks. Then you've also got this sort of mango flavour. I mean, it's quite a real sort of pulpy, sort of fruity flavour. So mango, peaches, real sort of soft fruits like that. See if I'm getting anything else. There's a sort of orangey sort of tinge as well to it, but it's not overpowering. I mean, usually when you get orange, it doesn't really you don't usually get orange with the mango and with the pineapple. Usually when you've got those tropical fruits flavours in there, the orange you don't usually get. It's usually one or the other, but with this you're getting a little bit of orange, and that's where you're getting the bitterness, like an orange rind. You're getting a little bit of bitterness from that. But when I say little, I mean it's it really just rounds off the beer. I'm going to go in again because it's really nice. It's almost quite orangey up front, actually. Orange, pineapple, and mango, which is a strange combination, but I mean, it's not strange, they're fruits, but again, I get more of those orange flavours when I'm drinking a West Coast. This is very soft, very East Coast in its style. Interested to know what hops. I'd probably think you're going to get the three sort of favourites of Citra, Mosaic, and Simcoe in there, but not that I really know what it is. I mean, there is that sort of, I'm not sure that orangey and that sort of almost piney resinous is a little bit sort of coming through. It lingers very subtly in the mix, but it just gives it a little bit. It rounds it off really nicely. It's a superb beer, and everything I've heard about Cloudwater is true. This is a great beer, and it's one of those sort of beers that you think, again, it's a great example of what an IPA is all about without doing anything too much different. It's almost like this is the sort of, I think this would be a great sort of core beer. I mean, I paid under £4 for this because it was on a special. But it's really nice. lovely mango, lovely pineapple, and that sort of orangey flavour, and the lot orangey sort of rind that just comes through on the back end. It just makes it more than just a sort of fruit juicy sort of fruit bomb. It just gives it a little bit more to it. It's a fantastic mouthfeel, really nice. I just want to down this because I just think, it's great. I could drink this sort of beer over and over again all night long. But let's get some scores, shall we? Okay, the scores are in for this soft and juicy IPA, coming in at 6% from Cloudwater. Yeah, disappointing it doesn't say more. I'd like to know what the hops are, because there's a real big sort of, there's a very sort of traditional in terms of new age, or I would say IPA with those fruit flavours in there. But that little bit of orangey sort of flavour that comes in really on the back end is, I think to me it's quite different than an IPA, and I just wonder what sort of hop is giving that sort of different sort of flavour. But anyway, let's go for the scores. First things first, aroma. Well, I mean, it smelled really great. Before I even put it to my nose, I could smell it. As soon as the can was over, I could smell it. You've got real big mango, pineapple, real sweet pineapple chunk sort of flavours. And then also in the aroma, you're getting this sort of subtleness of orange that obviously comes through a lot more in the flavour. But it's a really beautiful smell, and I'm giving it 15 out of 20 for aroma. Appearance, well, I mean, it looks pretty good. It's a nice sort of orangey sort of colour. It's like an IPA should do. Look at the lacing of the glass is great. It's got, the head is sort of retaining a little bit all the way to the bottom. I think it's pretty good. It's worthy of a 9 out of 10. Flavour wise, well, as I said, the flavour, slightly aroma, you've got big juicy mango sort of flavour, and also a real sweet pineapple chunk sort of taste in there as well. But then the thing that's a bit different than a lot of these sort of IPAs, usually with a New England sort of IPA, you're getting that, and then that's about it really. You might get a little bit of grapefruit. Well, you're not really getting the grapefruit in this one. It's got all those real juicy sort of fruits, like as I said, mango, and there's also a peachy sort of element in there as well. But then on the sort of back end, when I say the back end, it sort of holds through at the beginning. There's a sort of orangey sort of flavour that gives a little bit of bitterness to it, just a mild bit of bitterness, but it just gives it a little bit of bitterness, which is quite rare when I'm getting those tropical flavours and the mouth feels really soft. It's quite rare to get that orangey flavour, but it actually works really well. So a really nice rounded out IPA and a real solid beer. I'm giving it, but when I say solid, that makes you think that it's just good, but it is much better than good actually. It's a lot better than some of the beers that I've had from supermarkets. It just has a great mouthfeel. Carbonation is nice and soft. It ticks all those sort of boxes, but I do love that orangey flavour, so I'm giving it a bit more, 35 out of 40 for flavour. Value for money. Well, as I said, they picked up this can for about £3, I think it's £3.30 or £3.40, which, is not pretty good for a Cloudwater beer. Yes, you can pay a lot more. Yes, it was discounted. This beer, what was the, I was just having a quick look at the best before. Yeah, still best before to the 10th of June. So, and it was canned on. Well, actually said it was canned on the 10th of the 1st, so it's quite new. So I'm surprised it was sort of cheap and discounted. But value for money, then I'm giving it 8. And then overall experience, well, I think this is a stunningly good beer. Makes me want to drink more from Cloudwater. I think they're sort of known a lot more now for their double IPAs, because they're normal sort of IPAs. I've got a double dry hopped IPA to come for this month, so I'm really looking forward to that more now. But it's just a beautiful beer, and it's the sort of beer that I'd want to drink all night long. It's not the sort of beer where I think, it's not 6%. It's just about right, where you can just drink a few of those and enjoy that flavour. Very low bitterness, but there's a lot more flavour. Sometimes. I know there's a lot of people out there, and I'm going to say, people know me. I'm not a massive fan of bitterness. I'm not a massive fan of West Coast. But I can see why people like them, because it just gives that little bit. There's a lot more. The flavour's very strong with bitterness. And this has that sort of, almost has that element in there with the orange, but it just sort of flirts a little bit with it. But I think that really gives it that, you know, that drinkability are much higher, and I think that it's better for it actually. You know, it just gives it a little bit more of an edge. It gives it a little bit more extra flavour that you're not really expecting. So overall experience, I'm giving 15 out of 20. It's another good high scoring beer. This one, 82 out of 100. It's an Iron Maiden beer. Cloudwater, we salute you. I'm going to drink more Cloudwater. I'm starting to get to the point now where there's so many good breweries, and there's so much. I mean, I spend my time looking on social media, looking at, you know, online beer websites, and I'm thinking, you know, there's just so much different stuff, and I still can't believe it's been 8 months since I started, and this is the first Cloudwater I've had. But there'll be more Cloudwater, rest assured, along with all my other favourites and lots of new ones as well. In fact, there's so much beer, I don't know where I'm going to fit the time in. So I hope you enjoyed that review. If you like it, please give a like. If you like the channel, you want to get reviews of all these beers, sometimes, you know, not beers that you can find easily. Some ones a little bit obscure, some funny ones. Obviously, we're still doing lots of rock and heavy metal reviews as well. So please subscribe. It really helps the channel. And until the next one, keep on rocking.